And we're alive. Welcoming everybody to another week, this week's edition, even, of Cooking with Carl. Today we'll be making homemade salsa and also a chicken quesadilla. We have some tortilla chips in the reserve to eat. No beverage this time. And if you stay towards the end, I'm trying to wrap this one up a little bit sooner than my other ones. I have a streamer who has requested that I raid them if at all possible because they're doing a charity stream that is Ellie Bear's stream. I don't know if you've seen her around in chat at all, so stick around till the end. We'll be doing that. In any case, let's get started. So, as always, if you want to see the ingredients list, it is in the Discord. I put a link to the site that I'm using for this recipe. Interestingly enough, the site and the recipe doesn't actually list any sort of actual increments or measurements for anything. So I'm going purely off of the just picture of all of the ingredients that the author had on there. So we're gonna start with Roma tomatoes. They recommended not to get squishy ones, but there was someone behind me in the grocery store, and I felt like I was like in their way and not going quick enough for them. So I got kind of pushed out. And I grabbed just like the first 5 ones that didn't look gross. They are kind of squishy. The author did say to avoid that, but oh well. So I'm doing a half batch. As always, if you show up halfway through the day or halfway through the stream, I do 2 batches, so not to worry. You can have some time to prepare and get your ingredients if you want to cook along. So they recommend using a food processor. I do not have a food processor. I do have a blender, but I didn't want to really bother with putting a blender up here and having an aerial view of like the top of my blender. So what I'm going to do instead is just do everything by hand. I think it's nicer that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop these tomatoes up into slices. Oh, that's real squishy. Into small slices, if at all possible. So I'm going to use a bear claw grip. It's where you put 3 fingers like this, and then you put the knife against it. So that way, if you're pushing down, you won't cut your finger. So I'm just cutting these into slices. I have my own fancy pants food chopper, like dicer, cuber, over off the side there. You'll see that in a bit when I'm done dicing these. That's what I'm going to use to actually slice them into tiny little cubes. I've never been a fan of tomatoes, so we'll see. But I have been a fan of salsa, so we'll see how this works out. So I have this fancy pants dicer thing here. Whoa. Dicer thing. And what that does is it has this very interchangeable, but it has a thin cube mesh here. Y'all can see that, right? I only got one screen to work with here. Okay, sweet. And if you just boop, you push down on it, and it theoretically sends it through. Now this stuff is a bit soft, so hopefully it's not just gonna squish it up into the. Oh God, I think it might just be squishing it up into the top there. We'll run with it. We'll run with it. I might just have to dice it by hand next time around. I have not made this recipe before, and that's the fun thing about doing things live is sometimes you think, I'll just do it this way, and then it does not work. So, okay, you can see for the most part we do have this stuff right here. I'm going to grab the little, well, let's just do this. We'll throw all this in. And I'm running the back of the knife through there. We'll just run the back of the knife through the little slats there and hopefully clean them out. All right, chop all this up here. There we go. So that goes up in there. And then we can scrape out all of this into our bowl. So we're basically, I mean, the salsa is really easy in concept. You chop up a bunch of ingredients, you throw them in a bowl, no cooking involved, nothing like that. So there we go. Next up on the list, we have our canned tomatoes. So interestingly enough, this recipe recommends we use both fresh tomatoes and canned tomatoes. I guess the consistency is better that way. Go figure. But let's pop open this can of tomatoes. And as always, we are doing a half batch. So we're just going to put half this can of tomatoes in. Come on. There we go. A nice little ribbon of metal. And that'll also work for some bigger chunks. All right, that's about half. There we go. And then we've got half of a red onion. Wherever my red onion went. Where'd my red onion go? I know I grabbed it. I went through all my ingredients. Is it on the floor? Is it down here? What the heck? Hold up, folks. All right. Red onion. Found it. Thought I went through and grabbed everything. Guess I didn't. So, half of this goes in there. My favorite part, chopping onions. Now, the trick to chopping onions so that you don't cry is something that I don't know how to do. So you'll have to forgive me. I don't know if red onions are as bad. But yeah, you want to chop it in half. For you're doing a half batch. Chop the butt off. Compost that. We want to get all of the skin off. All the really dry skin. So that maybe 1 or 2 or 3 layers worth of skin. Some layers. There we go. And then we want to cut that into rings. Well, basically, you want to cut it into slices so that when you run it through the dicer, you're just cutting it the other way. Because a cube has 3 dimensions, right? Height, length, width. So you have to cut it something 3 times if you want to get it to the proper dimensions. Now this has been cut twice. Once, twice, right? So we put it in here, and then, boom, it goes through the third dimension. So we get nice cubes. This cuts a little better. Not leaving all the googie behind. This is going to be a pain in the butt to clean, by the way, after this. But the sacrifices I make for stream, for you guys. Because ogres have layers. That also helps onions to dice up. A lot of the chopping is done for you. You want to be careful. These are blades on the top here. These are blades. So you want to be careful, especially when you're cleaning them. They will slice you right open. At least mine has that. You got the onions. Put that down. Oh, we're starting to get the onion cries. Let's mix that all in before it starts exuding more onion cry stuff. Onion cry juice. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. We've got 2 green onions. I don't think I've cooked green onions. Do you put the roots in? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, you do not. They got 2 green onions. Oh, well. Suppose that'll be 1 green onion if we're doing a half batch. So let's cut the butt off. I don't know if you're supposed to put that in. I don't want to. We'll cut the butt off. And then we'll put this in here. And we'll just chop this right up. Nice and finely. This is going to make a decent portion. This is going to be much more than is reasonable for one person. So we'll throw, you know what? I'm going to throw that through. Might as well run it through the chopper. Throw those in there. Throw these in here. Just so we get that nice chop. And then there we go. And then we put this here. Mix that in. Get that crud off. There we go. All right. What else we got? A clove of garlic. So we'll just put a half clove of garlic in here. Don't throw the garlic all over the floor, folks. All right. Here's a half clove. Now here's a garlic press. Garlic presses are great. You throw the garlic in here. You put this in there. You squish real hard. Comes out the bottom. If you've only got a little bit, you might have to scrape it off. That's fine. Perfectly normal. Scrape, 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 scrape. Mix that in. Bada bing, a bada boom. Get all the garlic skin off the bottom, because you don't want that sticking. Because if you leave that to stick in there, it's going to be a pain in the butt to clean later. The worst things to clean off, like things like that with holes and whatnot, are like the really papery, thin film, like outsides of onions, garlics, that sorts of thing. So you really want to get those washed and get those cleaned off as soon as possible. Starting to look good. Peppers. Okay, I am a wimp. I'm not a big spice guy. This is for my dad, so we will be putting some jalapenos in there. So he's got some pickled jalapenos there. My hands are wet. Or I'm just a wimp. There we go. I was going to say, don't tell me I'm going to have to go get assistance to open a mason jar on my own stream. That would be Quite embarrassing. So let's just dig in there. Hopefully I don't have any cuts. Put 3 or 4 a jalapeno's worth, you know. 3 or 4 in there. Put some of the pickle juice in there just for good measure. Put that off to the side. We'll finally chop these jalapenos. Wash my hands afterwards so I don't touch my eyeballs or whatever and spice myself right up. Definitely don't want to go potty afterwards. So, well, you probably could have stood to grind that down a bit more. If you're not a fan of spice, not jalapenos, welcome in, Pokemon. How you doing? I gotta wash my hands of the jalapeno juice. I am making it for my father, so he's a fan of the jalapenos. I just realized I might have gone double the amount of jalapenos because this is a half batch, and it called for 1 jalapeno. But that's fine. That's fine, right? We'll see. I won't be eating it. Doing well? Good to hear. So you can mix that up. What else we got in here? A lime. A lime. Okay, so half a lime because we're doing half a serving here. Of course, I say half a serving, but these things are big, man. It's a big serving. So let's just get all up and around there. Special apparatus to juice all this crud. It's okay if some pulp gets in, because obviously it's salsa. It's pulpy. It's not meant to be, hyper filtered or anything. Hyper filtrated. Nice and pulpy. Like we found out with the orange chicken, it's okay to put pulp in the orange chicken. Actually, it can kind of help to thicken the sauce up. The sauce. There we go. Let's put that pulp in there. Throw that jalapeno, the lime juice in. All right. Can mix that all around. Put that off to the side. Mix her up. Da 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 da. Some oregano. So, like I said, the thing doesn't really specify how much oregano. So, is this oregano? This is parsley. Cilantro. This is cilantro. I'm just throwing the wrong things. It's like, wait a minute, this doesn't look like oregano. This is cilantro. It says the cilantro is an absolute must. I don't know exactly how or what it does, but you want to do this, you'll chop the roots off. I think technically you really only want the leaves. Really? But you can chop up the stalks. That'll give it some crunch. You can smell that cilantro. Very earthy, herbaceous scent. Good stuff. I remember back in high school, we used to grow this in the hydroponics thing. I probably could have stood to chop up these leaves finer. Yeah, maybe let's stem. I mean, oh, let's mix it in well. So I don't want us to look like just random stems and leaves mixed in. All right, we're gonna want some salt and some pepper. Of course, of course. Salt will. It says not enough. If you don't put any salt, it'll taste flat. I don't really know what that means, but there we go. We'll salt that up. Some peppercorn, ground peppercorn. We'll do this. Put a little bit of that in there. And they say if you want to get real fancy, which I absolutely do, put some ground cumin in there. And ground chili powder. So there we go. This is a nice, easy recipe. Make sure none of that chili powder and stuff is stuck on the spatula. Mix that all around. Let's do a checklist, make sure we got everything. Roma tomatoes, check. Canned tomatoes, check. Cilantro, check. Jalapeno, check. Red onion, check. Green onion, check. Garlic, check. Lime, check. Chili powder, check. Cumin, check. Sugar. We've got the sugar. It says if you get homegrown or farmer's market tomatoes, they're sweet enough, but I guess the sugar helps to cut the acidity of the tomatoes and the lime, I guess. I'm no professional chef. I don't think anyone's ever cheered or donated during my time as on the cooking stream, so, that's a toss-up. There we go. So if we take it, let's have a little taste. Ah. That's all right. That is an all right salsa. Probably could have stood to put less onion in there, I think. Maybe chopped it finely. But that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. Well, that's also very spicy. But we'll set this off for the side for now. There we go. That was fast. Okay. So that's pretty much it for the salsa. I mean, it's really simple. Throw it all together. If you have a food processor, you can throw it all in there and give it a whirl or three. Oh shoot, but I need this. I still need this. Okay. So, food safety. Note, you can cut meat on a cutting board that has been used for vegetables. It will not contaminate the meat. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot cut vegetables, especially not fresh ones that will be eaten fresh, on a cutting board that has been used for raw meat and not cleaned. Granted, if you're a fancy chef in general, you're not going to be wanting to, mix your cutting boards together because you want to keep your ingredients separate. But it's still food safe to do it this way. So what we're doing is we're cutting these chicken into little strips. Little chicken strips. Mm-mm. And those will be a little chicken doobajabbies that we'll be frying up to put in our quesadilla. This is going to be a very chickeny quesadilla, by the way. It's going to have a lot of chicken in it. A little too much chicken, maybe. How big are these quesadillas? These tortillas? Yeah, we're going to be pushing it. We might not put all of the chicken in there, and that's fine. Okay, so. Put this over here. Move this back there. It's over here. Now I'm going to wash my hands. Now, one thing me old mother used to say, you want to treat raw meat like it's poison. Because it kind of is. It could be. It's contaminated with, salmonella or E. coli or something like that. It could very well contain pathogens that can make you sick. So, you really, if you're going to be touching raw meat, that's fine as long as you have no cuts on your hands and you wash your hands before touching, like, literally anything else. So let's put this all on there. Let's just turn the heat up. There we go. About a medium heat. And we'll just cook this on all sides. Let this heat up. Could put some oil in there to help, but I don't think we'll need to. This is a non-stick pan. So, we've got some sharp cheddar cheese. Now, you could get pre-shredded cheese, and that's fine. You can get away with that. But the only thing is, the binding agents or the non-sticking agents that they add to said cheese, generally speaking, doesn't do you any favors in terms of helping the cheese melt, right? Come on. Can't open this, really? All right. I'll be right back. I gotta open this thing up. It's starting to sizzle. And now it's stopped. So you want to mix it around because I'm not using the oil. So you got to kind of be wary about it sticking to the pan. So let's grate it. Oh, great. Real great, Carl. Real great cooking stream. Hopefully my streams aren't too grating on you guys. Ha! Oh my god, it fell off. There we go, nice and fried. I dropped some chicken, some cheese on the floor. All right, let's get rid of this poison cutting board real quick before it kills us all. we're gonna want to salt and pepper this thing. Pepper. That's actually salt. I lied. There we go. Mix that all around. Nice and pan fried. You want to make sure it's nice and cooked through. There is no medium rare, like there's no rare with chicken. You got to cook it. You got to make sure the chicken's well done. That's all there is to it. It's just more prone to salmonella and crap. Like I said, I hope my stream isn't too grating on you all. Forget I said that. I dropped the cheese. Gosh darn it. All right, 5-second rule. Rinse the cheese off. Make sure it's got no googs on it. Now, if I was a fancier chef, I'd add some herbs to this. But I am not. So I won't. All right, that's probably starting to get on the overcooked side of things. So I have a built-in napkin now. My freaking apron. All right, so we can take our chicken that's looking pretty good. We'll turn that on way low. See, the chicken's starting to get browned on the edges. That's a good sign that it's cooked through for pieces of chicken like this size in any case. So now we turned it to as low as it'll go. Then we'll take our tortilla. Now there's two ways you can do it. You can do one tortilla folded in half, or you can do two tortillas sandwiched on top of one another. So we're just going to put that down there till it starts to brown. This is a gluten-free. I think I said I'll be using corn. I lied. I'm using wheat flour, a wheat tortilla. So you want to make sure that you don't touch the pan because it's hot. You also want to make sure that your tortilla doesn't stick to the pan, which is especially a risk now that there's like some chicken residue on the bottom of the pan. So you want to be careful of that. And what we want to do is we want to brown it. Starting to brown, that's a good sign. So we want to brown it, we want to flip it over, brown the other side, and then we'll put cheese on half of it and chicken, and then we'll fold it over, make that cheese melt nice and well, make it melt even more. That was close. My dad almost threw a can lid down the vent. That was scary. There we go. So then we're just waiting for that to brown, and then we can probably flip it again and brown the other side. And then we'll be able to place. Oh, it's starting to air bubble. Means something's happening. Bop, dop, bop, dop, bop, bop. We'll wait for this to brown. Make sure it's all patted down so you get a nice contact with the pan. Pull it up every once in a while so it's not sticking. Go around, pat it down, let it brown. So this is on the lowest heat. This is on the lowest heat possible. You don't need anything fancy. You don't want to burn it. You just want to lightly toast it. Very nice. This is going to be a very, very cheesy quesadilla. Very, very cheesy. Maybe scooch the heat up a little bit because I'm impatient. Just scooch it a little bit up. Just a little bit. There we go. Let that go down. Get nice and toasty. It's hard. I've never worked with a gluten-free tortilla before. I shouldn't imagine it's too drastically different. But maybe the browning here is just, well, it looks like consistent with normal browning. But it kind of looked like just the chicken juice, the browned chicken juice was sticking to the tortilla. So you don't want the air to get underneath because that decouples the tortilla from the pan. And you don't want your tortilla puffing up either. That's a big no-no. There we go. That's getting nice and toasty. Look at that lovely brown color. Hold up. I'm gonna find a pot lid. Why is puffing bad? If there's air getting underneath, it's not staying flat and touching the pan, so it's not going to be toasting evenly if it's sitting on a bed of air. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a lid for this. At least that's my idea. Because you want that nice even toast. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put some pieces of chicken on half of it. You know what? Actually, let's undo that. What we're going to do is we're going to take some cheese and we're going to sprinkle a fine coating on half of it. Now, at this point, we're not really trying to cook anything. We're just trying to melt. And then we're going to place some chicken on top of the cheese. Nice and evenly, because I hate it when all the chicken falls to one side. We're not going to use all this chicken. We're not going to use all of it. That'd be overkill. And then we're going to coat the rest of the chicken with more cheddar. Now, this is probably too much cheddar. Whatever. It'll all melt down and be fine. Yeah, this is too much cheddar. But like I said, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And what the lid's going to do is the lid's going to help trap that heat so that the cheese all melts down. You don't want the stuff just melting on the bottom. You want it to all melt down nice and evenly. And there you go. You can flip this over. Ooh, look at that. Nice and thick. Some chicken left over. That's fine. It's good chicken. All right, put it a little bit, and that should be nice and cooked enough. I think I'll turn the heat off, let that cool down a bit, let it all stew in there. There we go. And that's that. That's the quesadilla. Isn't that lovely? Doesn't that look wonderful? And I'll pass that off. Oh, we got suggestion for a steel blade. You got a pizza cutter. Let's chop it into thirds here. Ah! Chicken is escaping. It's trying to goo out. Whatever. One. Goo. 3. Ta-da! Way gooey, maybe not the best presentation, but I'll hand it off to my father, and he will be giving us his honest review in a bit. And as always, with the Carl's cooking stream, we will go on a little bit of break, a little bit of commercial break. We'll get a word from our sponsor while I kind of clean up, reset, and we get ready for round 2. Thank you, Pokemon. But I will be, oh, God, what? I will be, Numlock is not on, number lock, boom. Right back. We're back. Okay, we're as clean as we're gonna be. So we're gonna make the second round. We're not back. I need my bowl. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So we have a second bowl now. Kind of important. So, again, the if you want the link to the recipe I usually just choose a random link and just make that. I don't have any specific ideas usually. Spent all that time prepping and forgot to grab the things that I needed to grab. Cleaned everything, but didn't grab the things I needed to grab. But yeah, so I usually just grab a random recipe. This one did not specify sizes, but it did show a picture of all the ingredients. So one of them, it had 5 Roma tomatoes. Like, I make half batches, 2 half batches, generally speaking. So what you want to do is chop it into nice little things. It said avoid squishy ones. I did have some squishy ones. That stinks. Oh well. So we'll throw all this goo in here. We'll cut the heel off. That tomato stem. Come on now. Get in there. Did I not? Did I did I leave the stem? What the what the heck? It's gooey tomatoes. What's the deal? There we go. There we go. Guess I was trying to bite off more than I could chew, so to speak. Just throwing all this goo in here. Nice and googy. All right. So that's pretty good. And then, you know what? Let's just keep chopping through there. Let's just keep chopping it through. Keep going. Where's my bell pepper? Right here. There was a request. There was a question from the peanut gallery if I put bell pepper in that. I did not put any bell pepper in that one. That one, the recipe calls for jalapeno. I'm not a fan of spice, so I put a jalapeno in that one. Did not put a bell pepper in that one. Speaking of, let's put a bell pepper in this one. Let's pull off the grody stem. I think the recipe only calls for half of this. You know, half a batch, a whole bell pepper. But we're going crazy. I don't think the bell pepper will offend the flavor too much. And one of the feedbacks was that there was a little too much, too sweet. And bell peppers have a high sugar content, I believe. Chop all that through. Luckily for me, bell peppers already conveniently chopped into a nice flat thing, so I can just run it right through the chopper. Again, you can use a food processor or a blender. Food processor is preferred, or you can just chop it all up normally by hand, like our ancestors used to do. Want the seeds? I don't know. I don't eat bell peppers a lot. I had a coworker once. She was, I guess, I don't know if it was deathly allergic or very significantly allergic to bell peppers. Very strange, of all the things. There we go. So there we are. Throw all that good gunk in. Ooh, nice and googie. You want your salsa to be nice and googie. So, another thing we can do, half a can of canned tomatoes. Boom, just drop that right in there. Don't even need to chop it. Think thicker chunks, but they're juicier, so they're less noticeable as chunks. There we go. I'm gonna fill this thing up pretty high. And then we have half of a red onion, but we found half of a red onion was a little much. So maybe we'll try a quarter of a red onion, and if all else fails, we'll throw more in. One thing, generally speaking, culinarily, you can always put more in. It's much easier to put more of an ingredient into your dish than it is to take some of that ingredient out. Because realistically speaking, if you want to take it out, you have to add more of everything else in there. All right, this is all tough crud. Let's throw that in there. I was just about to throw that right into the thing. We would like to juice them up. There we go. Pushing it a bit. Quite literally. Hey, QT Serene. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? We're making salsa. My nose is itchy. I'm doing all right. It's been a slow stream. My mom came by. She might still be lurking. That's about it. That's about it. How's your school project going? Are you a fan of salsa? Do you like the salsa? And the quesadillas? There we go. Mix that crud right up. Got it, John. Just need to approve it. You like salsa, you like sweet salsa. Apparently, I made the first one too sweet. You can also add sugar. Oh, like with mangoes in it. Interesting. Reminder to hydrate. Thank you, thank you. Good stuff. Good stuff. I did remember to turn off all the ones that I don't want. But reminder to hydrate, it's important. Sweet salsa with mangoes. I never had that. Is that like a dessert type thing, or is that intended to be a I should have big food. Big food. So, lime helps zest her up. No, it is like regular salsa. Okay. Oh, who is it? Someone was telling me about jelly pizza or something. It's really good. Well, maybe in the future. I mean, hey, anybody, if you're in the Discord, can suggest a recipe. Can't promise that I'll do it. But if it's something that you want to see me make and fail at, or if you want to see me make mistakes on and learn from my mistakes, feel free. I sometimes I do recipes that I absolutely know how to do and have done before. Sometimes, like today, I do stuff that I haven't ever. Hey, at H, welcome in, Harlequin. How you been? Starting to get lively in here. And by the way, if y'all stick to the end, we are rating a streamer that is doing a charity stream. It's Ellie Bear. Serene, I think you told me that you like her. So if we want to stick around for that, that's what we'll be doing at the end. You're doing well, good to hear. I am also doing well. And I'm doing even better now that y'all showed up. But yeah, it's kind of a shorter stream today. I specifically kind of did that so we could get before 3, because like in 2 hours is when she's ending her stream, and she reached out to me on Discord, which I appreciate. That's always the way to do it. If you want to reach out to me professionally, do so on Discord. But yeah. And then she was like, "Hey, are you streaming Sunday? And if so, I'm doing a charity stream. Could you raid me?" Oh, sweet. Yes, I could. Normally, I'd be a little miffed if someone just said, "Hey, can you raid me?" But if they said it's a charity stream, can you raid me? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, what other stuff have we got? Okay. Roma tomatoes, check. Canned tomatoes, check. Fresh cilantro, not yet. The cilantro was not finely chopped enough last time. That was one of my criticisms that I received. So we'll chop the roots off. We'll compost those. And we'll take, I'm going to try taking this pizza roller, this metal pizza roller, put it right here. Probably want to just put it on a food processor, but given this setup, it's not really conducive to that. Let's try putting it all together. So this is a metal bladed roller. Ooh, that's working nicely. That's working very nicely. I think, at least, in my humble, unprofessional opinion. So what about you guys? What kinds of, I know Serene's already told me what kind of salsa that she likes. Surprise, surprise. She's got a sweet tooth. What kind of salsa do you like, Harlequin? And both of you, and anyone in chat, really. What do you like to put in your quesadillas as well? I'm going to try, I did a chicken one. I'm going to try to do a chicken and beef one this next time. We'll see how that turns out. Hey, King Leon. Welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate it. How are you doing? The question of the hour is, what's your favorite kind of salsa? And what's your favorite kind of, say, quesadilla? What do you like to put in your salsa? What do you like to put in your quesadilla? Hit me with it. All right, so that cilantro's going in. Much finer. Looking much better. We got some orange bell pepper in there, I have to. I gotta put the orange bell pepper in. There we go. Nice and googie, like I like to say. All right. So we got the Roma tomatoes. We got the canned tomatoes. We got the cilantro. We got the bell pepper. We got the red onion. We do not have the green onion. So we're going to take a green onion. One green onion. I'm assuming I'm not the biggest green onion chopper. I'm assuming you cut the roots out. Can't imagine you'd want to eat the roots. Kind of hungry for buffalo chicken dip, not gonna lie. Interesting. I tried making a parmesan, garlic parmesan dip, and it was basically, ugh. Watching 2 streams, watching yours, DGR, Dave Gets Wrecked, Playing some Mario Maker 2. I've seen. I don't think I've ever caught him live. I have watched a lot of his YouTube videos. He's still playing the Mario Maker 2. That's good. Has his Clutch Daddy glasses come out yet? Has he taken out his Clutch Daddy glasses this stream? And tell him Carl says I hope he makes it to Progress City soon and often, if and you want. Scent of the day. I haven't updated that in forever because it broke. It broke. I should deactivate that. I don't know why it's not turning on anymore. I need to It's on my to-do list. It's actually not on my to-do list. I should put it on my whiteboard, my to-do list. But that was the last thing it did. He's doing the trolled. Oh, he's being trolled. Oh no. Oh no, that poor man. There we go. I pushed it through, but it's not going through. None of it made it. Look at this crap. It's like a garbage disposal in there. Ugh. Sorry if that evoked gross imagery. All right. What else we got? Green onion, garlic. I like garlic. Garlic is good stuff. Okay. Where's my garlic press? There he is. I keep forgetting. This garlic press, it has a feature in it where if you open it up all the way, it'll pop the place where you put the garlic in. It'll pop that out, which is handy for cleaning, because that way you can get it out, get a separate part out, and you can soak it more easily. But I forget about it. All right, so throw that in the garlic press. Boom. Nice and squished. We'll chop that off. Nice and squished. Throw that in there. Maybe go for a squish number 2. There we go. Okay. So we got the tomatoes, cilantro, red onion, green onion, garlic, lime, chili powder, and cumin. Chili powder and cumin. Here's the cumin. We can put some of that in. And we can put some chili powder in. We can put some black pepper in. And one of the things was, if you're using store-bought tomatoes, put some sugar in. But apparently these are good enough. Sweet enough. So we'll see. And some salt in there. Well, let's start. I'm a salty boy. I'm really salty, guys. I'm a salty streamer. Okay, that's that for that. Boom. Okay. Now, let's mix her all up. Like I say, nice and googie. Look at that. Look at that. So orange. So orange. Let's take a taste. Some good salsa. Again, I don't know if it's because we always get the store-bought stuff, and I'm used to that. And the store-bought stuff, it's been sitting and marinating for, weeks as preserves. And therefore, everything's kind of broken down. I'm not used to crunchy stuff in my salsa. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Anyway, that's that for the salsa. Okay, I can put this away. Ugh. Put the old full star all away. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our chicken and we're going to need the plates. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right. So we're going to want to chop up this chicken. I did a just chicken one. Just chicken. It's the newest category, just chicken. We're going to want to chop it into nice small chunks, bite-sized chunks. So you don't want to be chewing through any chicken at all. Gross. Is it like a tendon or something? Come on, chop. There you go. Okay, there we go. And I'm also trying something a little bit new. We're gonna do some beef as well. The beef's already cooked. The beef's already cooked. Truth be told. So we're gonna be throwing it in after the chicken, just to kind of warm it up. But we do want to chop it up in little tiny pieces. Little tiny pieces. So I said this before. You do not want Purple and Shot, get up and stretch. I forgot to turn that off, but I will honor it. I don't need to get up and stretch because we already are getting up and stretching. But anyway, welcome in, Purple and Shy. Reminder to hydrate. Okay, I will do that in just a bit. My hands are covered in raw meat juice, which, as I said before, you want to treat raw meat like it's poison. You want to treat raw meat like a poison because it could have poisons on it. Or, well, at least pathogens. E. coli, salmonella, whatever. If it's not cooked, it could be riddled with diseases. So you want to make sure that you don't touch anything and contaminate it when you're handling raw meat. And you don't want to handle raw meat with open cuts. You can do it with your bare hands, but if you have like cuts or whatever, you can get it into the bloodstream. Ugh. Anyway, how are you doing, Purple and Shy? Will you be staying for a while, or is this your signature say hello and have to say goodbye? Ah, thank you for the hydrate. All right, we'll throw that in there. So we're going to fry up this chicken. This might be a little bit much in terms of chicken, but oh well. Put it on the medium to high heat. Get all this crud out of the way. And again, I say reminder, everybody, if you could stay till the end at 3, which is approximately, or before 3, which is approximately an hour, 45 minutes. When we're done cooking this and making the quesadilla, we'll do the old traditional sit down and chat with Carl, which I should probably rectify the battery saver settings. Let's do the Dragon Center. That's one thing I keep forgetting to do. Best for mobility. There we go. That's going to start charging. So we're going to start cooking these. We want to cook this all the way through. You can cook a steak to, say, medium rare. I mean, granted, even then, technically, you're risking foodborne illness and all that good stuff. But you don't want to leave a piece of chicken even remotely uncooked. One, I don't think it tastes better because I have had chicken that probably should have been cooked a little bit more. But two, it's easier to get like salmonella and crap with chicken, other than say beef. So you want to be careful. There we go. You found meringue in Animal Crossing? Wasn't that one of the ones you were looking for? Why is it that an oh no? Shouldn't that be an oh yes? For a second there, I think I said I found Michigan. I was like, yeah, Michigan. We're here. It's Michigan. Let's check in. Ellie Bear is the one I'll be rating. Let's check in. What's she playing right now? Apparently, Stardew Valley. Ooh. So she's doing a stream for a cause. I'm not sure what. You want Diana and Mitzi? Like I said, just use the amiibo card, man. You said you had them. So sad I didn't get on the amiibo cards when they first ran through, and now they're like way limited. Also, Series 5, there's for every one special NPC amiibo card. You're lazy. It takes less time to scan the amiibo card 3 times than it does to roll the die and hope you get a 1 in 132 chance or whatever. You silly pickle. All right, so we're cooking this chicken. Cooking it. There we go. 1 out of 400, but it's more gratifying. I mean, hey, enjoy the game however you want to enjoy the game. I am not going to tell you otherwise. By the way, y'all like my do you like my pumpkin apron? It's kind of hard to tell that it's an apron because it like melds so well, but I finally found it. It was like shoved up under my bed for some reason. Like I couldn't believe it. I cleaned my entire room looking for this thing. Up top to bottom, right? Couldn't find it. Turns out, oh, somehow got shoved up underneath like the bed spring. It's like, what? How'd that happen? Sometimes, man. Okay, so that's cooking there. That's almost done cooking, so we'll throw the beef in there as well. Just to kind of warm that up. The beef is already cooked. It's already been grilled, but we do want to heat it up because just throwing it in there while the cheese melts around it probably won't heat it to the core, at least not with the size of chunks that I have. If it was like ground beef, it might, but no. So we'll heat that up. We'll do that. Mix all these around. Make sure they get nice and toasty. She has a strawberry horn meringue. Oh, she's like she looks like a meringue, right? Like she's like the whipped cream. Whipped cream looking one. Whipped cream cake with a strawberry on top. With a strawberry on top. See, the side effect of chopping the chicken onto the is a strawberry horn with a little whipped cream behind the horn. Wow, sounds rough. Okay, there. That should be good. It's nice and brown. We'll turn it all the way down to low heat, and we'll put all the meat. Mmm. I wish y'all could smell this. That smells so good. Okay, so we used a gluten-free tortilla the first time. My dad is gluten-free. Using a normal flour tortilla this time. A gluten-full wheat flour. Come on. There we go. So lowest heat. Get a nice, peel it up. Peel that tortilla up. There we go. We'll slap that on. Boom. And we're going to want to brown that. Brown both sides. Now, I made a half one the first time. We're making a whole one this time. So we're going to brown this one on one side, flip it, brown it on the other side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that off the heat. We're going to brown a second one. We're going to flip it, brown on the other side. And then we're going to throw all the cheese and the meats and stuff on there. And we're going to have a grand old time with it. So I always prefer to grate my own cheese. I mean, pre-grated cheese, the thing about it is in order for it to stay like grated and not kind of melt and stick back together, they put this anti-caking agent or whatever. And that can mess with its ability to melt and thicken. I ran into that problem when I make cheese sauce, nacho cheese sauce as well. So that's on the lowest setting. We're just going to let that simmer. Maybe shake it a bit. Ooh, you don't want it to stick. You don't want it to stick. Yeah, get under there. You don't want it to stick to the pan. You want it to touch the pan. You want it to have contact with the pan. But you don't want it to stick the pan. So we're grating this cheese. Great. We're skimming our knuckles on the cheese, but it's fine. We don't need it all to be grated. The grated cheese is not for show. It's just to increase the surface area to help it melt. So there you go. Maybe turn it up a little bit, even on the lowest heat. That might just, it's kind of a keep it warm type thing. There we go. We can heat that bad boy up. All right, well, I'm waiting for that to nice and toast. I can throw some of this other crud into the compost. I was gonna say the recycle. It's kind of like the recycle. A compost bin is like a recycling bin for organic matter. There we go. You can do that. Okay, get this out of here. Oh, I dropped it on the floor. That's fine. I'll clean it up later. So we should be getting near the end of this. We'll do our little chit chat near the end, and then we'll raid Ellie Bear. Stream for a cause. I'm hoping Ellie Bear's on Eastern time, right? She said 3 p.m. I'm hoping she's not like Central time, and then she's ending in half an hour, and I don't know. Oh, well, I'm sure it'll work out. If it doesn't, it'll be a shame, but it won't be a disaster. Giving this 130 right now. Bump, 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 bump. Oh, that's right. Central's behind us, not in front of us. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Turn it up a bit more so that I can nice and toast. Bump, 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 bum, 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 bum. I reviewed Super Smash Bros. On my channel. I rambled a lot. If you want to check out my YouTube, while you're waiting for your tortilla to brown, and you want to check out my YouTube, feel free to do that. Although don't watch the entire length of a retrospective review in the time it takes for this to brown. You'll have a bad time. You'll get a burnt tortilla. All right, there we go. That looks nice and crispy-ish. So let's get our second tortilla. Hurricane Katrina. More like Hurricane Tortilla. There we go. I don't know. This is not equally sized tortilla, so I'm glad this is going to be on the bottom. Nice and toasty. Tostitos. We won't be using Tostitos tortilla chips. We'll be using Meyer brand tortilla chips because I like Meyer. If you're at Michigan, where my Michigan fans at, my Michigan homies, we shop at Meyer, not frickin' Walmart or whatever. Whatever the rest of you guys shop at. It's flying. No, we don't. Bad. Don't inflate. We don't want an inflatey. We don't want a puffy tortilla. We want a nice and flat tortilla. Making contact with the hot surface. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take half the cheese. Wegmans? I don't know what Wegmans is. We're going to take half our cheese. We're going to put it, spread it around the top. Sorry you don't make the rules. Okay. I don't know what that is. We're going to put our chicken and our beef. We're going to scatter that around. There we go. Lay that on top. More expensive Walmart. They have better stuff and they have more international foods. Yeah, screw that Sam Walton guy. Who does he think he is? Dead? This is a really thick quesadilla. You might want to chop it like Wegmans is Northeastern. In New England. So we'll just throw that on top. And then we'll put the lid on. Boom. Wegmans. All right. So we throw that on top. Should start melting down. Where's my, where's my, where did I put my pizza cutter? Oh, there it is. Whatever. I don't need a pizza cutter. You said maple will have to go? The thing? Well, that's melting. Real quick, I'm going to wash my cutting board. You need to keep Fauna because she looks like your dog. Imagine the island representative of your home. Your home. Did that? Okay, that did not fold over. Good. Says, I like the way this person looks. I would like them to move in. Unfortunately, I can only have 10 of you here. So then they go down the line one by one, and they have to decide who they're keeping, who they will tell you need to move out. So that, because I like the way this person looks better. And they say, Fauna. And you go, yes? You get to say, like, oh, you remind me of my dog. Thanks. Is that all Fauna is to you? A dog? Go on, squish down. Squish down. Ah, I think my problem is, my problem is the chicken and the beef are too thick. Well, that's fine. So it's not like a nice squishy quesadilla. There's not enough cheese to, but whatever. It'll still taste the same. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. You want to Taco Bell? Why? Because I'm making this great looking Mexican food. Does Taco Bell even serve salsa? I don't think they do. Maybe like in little sauce packets. Ooh, real crunchy looking. But bye bye. Oh no. Yeah, I think I left it cooking a little too long on one side. That's fine. All right, and there we go, folks. There we have it. Look at that. Doesn't it look tasty? I think it does. In any case, we will take a quick break, folks. we'll set up in the just chatting orientation, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Don't go anywhere. We're rating a charity stream after this. Uh-oh. My food properties. Deactivate. Activate. Oh no. Let's redo that. Sometimes this happens because I use my phone to take a picture of um come on. Hold up. Stop. Okay. And then restart. There we go. All right, well, Serene, you said you wanted a Taco Bell. Can't give you Taco Bell, but oh, my chips. Hold up. All right. How we doing, everybody? Did anybody by chance cook along this time? I did. I cooked. Let's try this bad boy out. Mmm. Good stuff. It's like grilled cheese. Well, let's try straight up the salsa. Not bad. Not bad at all. Anybody got any weekend plans? Fun week plans at all? It's a pretty normal week now. I'm getting a little fidgety. It's the last week of March. It's getting to be the last week of March. Still haven't gotten response back from my Japan job. I have a sneaking suspicion that they're going to send nobody on early departure because of COVID. So we'll see. I don't know. So it might be that nobody's getting accepted the early departure. You'd think if they'd be doing that, they just tell everybody. I probably could have stood to cut all the chicken and the beef into smaller pieces. It doesn't taste bad, but it could help with flattening it out, you know. Also, hmm, hmm, hmm. There we go. That's a little clearer. Again, like I said, after this, when I'm done with all this, I will be rating Ellie Bear's stream. She is doing a stream for a cause. I forget what cause. So go there. We'll ask what's the deal with her, and then if y'all want to donate, feel it's a good cause, and feel free. She reached me out to me about a week ago and said, "Hey, I'm doing a stream for a cause. Are you streaming Sunday? If so, can you raid me?" And I said, "Sure. I'll do a shorter stream, a shorter food stream, cooking stream, and then we'll see. We'll see if I'll be done in time." I thought about getting some sour cream, but whatever. hit a gristly spot in a taco or in the beef. All right. Well, let's see. I have so limited space, guys. Not even funny. At least I'll be preparing for when I go live in Japan. You know, they probably won't give me the biggest apartment in the world. Does taste a lot better on chip. I'll go with that. You know what? Chat seems a little sluggish. That's fine. Let's head on to Ellie Bear's stream. Like I said, she is currently streaming. Or doing a stream for a cause, quote unquote. She said she was doing 3 different charities. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is, but I am more than certain that we will be getting. Well, excuse me. We will be getting more information now. So let's do /raid. Ellie Bear playing Stardew right now. But yes, we'll do that. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. It doesn't say the channel is intended for mature audiences. She doesn't curse a lot or whatever, but it's just a normal, that sort of thing. But thank you, everybody, for coming out. If you like what you saw and you are not followed, feel free to follow to get notified of when I'm next live. I'll be live at 1 p.m. tomorrow, Monday, with Evil Stardew Valley. If you are already following and like check out my other social media and are on desktop, you can do so in the description below. And if you're on mobile, you can type _, whatever the platform is, and my bot will give you the link. Other than that, stay safe out there, folks. Get boosted as soon as you're able to, and if you're not boosted, don't leave your house unless you need to. But if you do need to leave your house, make sure you wear a mask, stay at least 6 feet away from other people, wash your hands often. Instead, if you want to support this channel instead of subscribing right now, if you're wanting to, you can go and donate at Ellie Bear's channel, which we will be raiding to. So, catch you on the flip side, everybody. Let's go for the raid. Bye.